Did I read The Road to Damascus last time? Oh, well, I didn't then. I'll read it now.
The CD that you sent out, is it everything that was done in the session? Back is it's not on
No. The Road to Damascus. All along Jensen Avenue, poverty had spilled out of the houses. Even the dogs and cats had caught it, and a harsh and sulphurous light had faded the T-shirts of the jobless welders and the blouses of their pubescent daughters. The newsagents on the northwest corner didn't sell wallets, and the glass case full of pens and watches was sealed with a patina of dust. That's not to say that dignity had been abolished, nor that the music that inhabits aspirations was silenced, nor the drums of passion dismantled. Children blew about the street like crisp packets. Doorways were carpeted with condoms. Laughter fell about half an hour after the bars opened. It was while he was stealing a girl's bicycle from the alley by the chapel that Amos Dupre caught sight of a fluorescent angel lurking behind the tombstone of Andrea Bellini, mother of Patsy Fate and a seven-piece rock band. And it told him to get his thieving hands off the bike, and pointed out to him that in Draper's Close a fish merchant had just parked a Ford Capri and neglected to remove the keys from the ignition. And I'm sure when I started that, I had no idea where that was going. And the title was banged on later.
towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know some people prefer to work in a much more uh, organized way, isn't it? So we all have to find our own route, and mine is chaotic.
I never understand people who write a poem because they say they've got something they want to express. They've got a preordained idea
Yeah.
of what they're going to say in the poem.
Yeah.
The poem's a description of that idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see the point of
No.
that. The whole point of writing the poem seems to be a tentative exploration towards finding out what you want to say. The poem has some sort of record of that adventure. And I certainly think that your longer poems leave a trace in them of the adventure that you go on when you write the poem. So there are certain points in the longer poems where I can look and say, I think this could have gone in several directions, but Milner's gone in this particular one for whatever reason, or maybe just for the sake of risking it. But it gives a sort of attention to the longer poems, I think. It's one of the things that keeps them going. These sort of key moments where they could have gone off, like quantum physics, all these alternative stories that could have been told.
It makes me think, you talk about the poems that make a statement, and it worries me that these so-called great artists like Damien Hirst always talking about making statements. I remember Neruda says he talks about the dead mouth of a statement.
I've got this idea that your manuscripts aren't full of crossings out, that you actually think about the line quite carefully before you write it down.
Yeah, this is much more true now, but I think this is purely that one develops a certain facility, and you sort of almost do it automatically. I mean, corrections afterwards, yes, but not a lot of crossings out. Generally moving things around a bit, sometimes taking things out. Yeah. I don't find I don't have to do things so much that I used to do consciously. Like I used to go through every poem and look at every adjective and adverb and consciously think, should that be there? Is it stronger without? But I find that maybe I don't need to do that so much now because that's become,
Practice.
automatic. Yeah. I mean, I will often think, well, out of often when I'm writing, I'll put an adjective in that I know is not quite right, but I'll leave it for the time being, and
Just
then get on
Like
to it, and then I'll come back to it afterwards. And say, but I'm sure I can do better than that.
I sort of get the impression from what you're saying, Norman, then, that you're not drafting the poem as you're writing it. You're getting the whole thing down, and then afterwards you're going through and editing it
Yeah.
rather than drafting it.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now, which I didn't do before, but now I'll sometimes write straight on the computer. Whereas before it was always, or I sometimes still do, because just out of convenience, an idea would come when I'm sitting there and the computer's not on, I'll scribble the idea down.
I can see that working
But
on the computer would help with the newer stuff.
yeah. But I'll actually go and actually write straight onto the computer now sometimes, which I would never have done in the old
You
days.
can't imagine coming to without a typewriter, can you?
No.
It's hard to imagine doing things by typewriter anymore, the constant having to recopy and retype things out. Yeah.
It was a great thing to throw insurance salesman through the window.
Yeah.
Can't really do that with a computer when it functions.
Shall we have a little break now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we get more of Milner's written work?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Should we have to break then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's some of the new ones, Milner, from the.
Yeah. I remember I did some last
You
year.
did some, yeah. Just a question of which one.
Yeah.
I don't think you did them all.
Oh, I certainly didn't.
There's one in here that I was saying that Milner sent it to me, and there was one I thought I suggested that he might drop.
Take it away.
Just before I do this, just to sort of carry on from where we were talking a bit earlier about, things creeping in. When I had my first book of poems published in Mallorca, a journalist interviewed me, and the headline he used, which apparently what I'd said, translated goes, he asked me if I was a political poet, and I said, no, I wasn't a social poet, but sometimes the politics emerges. And that's what I mean about things creeping in without you even being aware of them.
So there's no deliberate intention.
No.
But
But anybody reading it,
yes.
got to get the. So this one is called the House of Mirrors. This, I remember, was written in the winter when I was more or less locked in my room and really had to struggle. The House of Mirrors. 1. He painted the north wall white, so as to feel the snowflakes on his cheeks, smell pines. As trees grew sparse, could watch great herds of caribou, sometimes ghosts of timber wolves, restless roamings of the lapse over bleak tundra. With his gas fire lit, the snow would melt on lichened rocks, thrusting their heads above a carpet of eye-blinking flowers. Wind sang an ice-rhymed song of love to stimulate the wanton lust of lemmings. Eider's feathered nests with pillow down. A sky dancing with strange light, furious and phosphorescent, crackling magnetic music, blizzard blown by solar storms, while Thor played skittles in the sky and Freya's tears dropped amber to the sea. Nearer to home, he glimpsed wildfire over beds of reeds, startling teal when dusk crept in to whistling flight, and widgeon wheeled below the arrowed skeins of geese, honking their shanties to a waxing moon. 2. Behind this wall, sun rises orange, yellow, ochre, red, and black, and back of it are all things past. He painted it blue-grey for morning mist. Shrouds. You'll have to do this, Andy. He painted it blue-grey. I'll do the previous bit. I'll start that again. 2. Behind this wall, sun rises orange, yellow, ochre, red, and back of it are all things past. He painted it blue-grey for morning mist shrouds memories, however sharp, warps and twists them in the head, distorts them through the lens of time. They smell of mould. The dead and dying scramble in that dark. That sun, behind that sun. Another bloody balls up here.
Go back.
Right to the beginning, yeah.
No, just go back a few lines.
It'll end on they smell of mould.